Welcome to today's class, Yoga for a Good Mood All Day. This beginner-friendly yoga flow class will improve your mood and energy in the morning. I've included lunge salutations and standing postures so you can feel good and energetic for the day ahead. Mild back bends will stretch the entire front of your body to improve your mood. This morning yoga practice will also alleviate morning stiffness and increase concentration and focus. For this home yoga practice, you'll need a sticky mat and maybe a cushion or folded blanket to raise your seat in child's pose. I'm Sharon. I teach beginner-friendly, mood-boosting yoga flow so you can go from low mood, stress or anxiety to improved emotional well-being. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up so that more people can see these videos. And hit the subscribe button and bell notification to be notified every time I post a new video about mood boosting yoga and meditation. Just before we get started, in the description below you'll find a link to access my free simple technique to improve your mood. To begin, we'll start in child's pose. Sit slowly towards or on your heels, knees are wide, feet together. Your hips can be up high, or you might prefer a cushion or folded blanket underneath your seat. Reach your arms forwards. Your forehead is towards or on the floor. Eyes soften or close and settle into the feeling in your body. Start to bring your awareness to your breathing. Feel how the in-breath expands you and feel how the out-breath contracts you. Use your breath to stay connected to the present moment. If your mind starts to wander, come back to your breath. And whenever your breath becomes choppy or erratic, that's your guide telling you to ease out of the pose and take a break. Take one more cycle of breath, then gently bring your hands under your shoulders and roll up. So come forwards to tabletop position, so the wrists are underneath the shoulders, the knees are underneath the hips. Inhale, arch the spine, look up a little, tailbone lifts. Exhale, round the spine, looking down towards the thighs. Inhale to arch, pressing the chest forwards between the arms. Exhale to round. Doing this a couple more times to your own breath. Inhaling to arch. Exhale to round. Inhale. And exhale. And then coming back to neutral. Step the hands a little further forwards, tuck the toes and lift the hips into downward facing dog. So pressing the floor away, allowing the heels to lift and the knees to bend. This might feel quite tight. This is your first downward dog. Pressing the floor away, pressing the chest towards the thighs. Last inhale. And then exhale, lower the knees. Step the right foot between the hands to a low lunge. So crawl the hands up onto the thighs, and you might be further back, feeling that stretch in the hip flexor, so don't only go into your own degree. And then either stay in there or sweep the arms up. Lift the chest, lift the gaze. Each inhale you're lifting the arms, and each exhale thinking about pressing down into the ground. Last inhale. And then hands come to the mat. The left hand is on the floor next to the foot, and then inhale, sweep the right arm up to a twist. Your arm might be out to the side, going as far as is comfortable. Getting a nice twist in the spine, waking up that body. And then exhale to lower the hand. And we'll just switch sides. So the left foot's forward this time, and if you want to help that foot forwards, that's okay. Climbing up onto the thigh. So for more stability, you can always shuffle that foot over to the edge of the mat. And then either stay in here or sweep the arms up on an inhale. Lifting the chest, lifting the gaze. So inhaling to think about lifting, and exhaling, thinking about pressing down into the ground. Last inhale. Exhale, release. So the right hand is next to the foot. Inhale to sweep the left arm up into a twist, only going as far as is comfortable. Last inhale, and exhale to release that hand, coming back to tabletop. So find your downward facing dog again. Make sure that the hands are pressing into the ground, tuck the toes, lift the hips, and then press the floor away from you. So again, allow the knees to bend, the heels to lift. You might find as you get more warm that you can start to press the thighs back and the heels might reach a bit further towards the floor, but really we're focusing on lengthening the spine. Last inhale. And then walk the feet and the hands towards each other. The feet are about hip width distance, the knees are bent, and then just take hold of the elbows and just release the head and neck. This is like a ragdoll forward fold, so you might want to move, pressing the feet down and pressing the tailbone up. Letting the head and neck go, maybe moving the head a little. Should feel a nice stretch in the back, in the backs of the legs. Breathing nice and deeply. And release the hands, bend the knees deeply, and rolling up slowly. So if you want to, you can have the hands on the thighs and walk them up, coming up slowly, allowing the blood pressure to stabilize. Keep the chin to the chest, just keeping the chin down for a moment, and then rolling the shoulders and allowing the chin to come up. We'll just take another big shoulder roll, really starting to wake up now. And then walking forwards to the top of your mat. The feet are about hip width distance, feet are pressing down into the mat. Sweep the arms up. And we're going to take a side bend, so if it's comfortable on your hands and wrists, clasp the hands and push the palms upwards. Inhale. And as you exhale, side bend to the left. Just staying there for a couple of breaths. So the hips are facing forwards, the shoulders are facing forwards, the feet are pressing down, feeling that really nice stretch along the right side of the body. On your next inhale, coming up, and then exhaling over to the other side. So again, the hips and the shoulders are facing forwards, the feet are pressing down, feeling that stretch in the left side of the body. Inhaling to come up, exhale to release, and then take the hands behind you, clasp the hands, and then inhaling to stretch the front of the body, so only going as far as is comfortable. Maybe the palms of the hands come towards each other, maybe not. Stretching the front of the body, front of the shoulders. Draw the belly in, so there's still strength in the pose, we're not collapsing back. Last inhale. And exhale to release. Take the hands to prayer position at the chest. The thumbs are pressing against the chest. And just take a moment here in mountain pose. Inhale, sweep the arms up, hands to touch. Exhale, soft knees and dive with a flat back. Release the head and neck, the hands reach wherever they reach. Inhale, flat back, fingers against the shins, elongate the spine. Exhale, fingers to the mat, right foot steps back to that low lunge again. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands down, downward facing dog. So step back and lift the hips. Inhale here. And then exhale, rock forward to plank. So you can lower the knees. Or you can stay lifted. Lots of core strength here. Last inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to lower slowly to the ground. So we go knees. We keep the elbows tucked into the sides. As we bend the elbows and lower, thighs reach the floor first, then hips, belly and ribs. Untuck the toes, keep the elbows into the sides and using the strength in the back of your body, inhale to lift the chest. Exhale to lower. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, back into downward facing dog. So you might need to reposition the feet. Press the floor away as you inhale. Exhale, lower the knees, right foot steps forwards between the hands. Inhale, sweep the arms up, we're in a low lunge. Exhale, hands down, step forwards and fold. Inhale, flat back, fingers to the shins. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep the arms up, pivoting from the hips. And exhale, back to mountain pose. Release the hands, clasp the hands behind the back and inhale. And exhale, back to mountain pose. Inhale, sweep the arms up, really stretch the ribs. Exhale, soft knees and dive with a flat back. Inhale, fingers to the shins. Exhale, fingers to the mat, left foot this time, steps back, the knee lowers. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands down and step back to downward facing dog. Finding your down dog, pressing the floor away. Make sure those hands are pressing down, the palms of the hands and the fingers, pressing the chest towards the thighs. Last inhale. Exhale, rock forwards to plank. You can lower the knees. Taking an inhale, this is a really strong position. Exhale to lower slowly, so knees, thighs, hips, belly, ribs. Really important to keep the elbows tucked into the sides. Inhale, cobra. Inner elbows tucked in. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes and back to downward facing dog. So lift the hips, find your down dog. Couple of breaths here. And take a look at your feet and make sure that the heels are hidden behind the big toes. Last inhale, pressing back. Exhale, lower the knees, left foot forwards between the hands. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to the mat, step forwards and fold. Release the head and neck. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, reverse dive, pivoting from the hips. And exhale, mountain pose, taking a breath here. And we're going to come to chair pose, so bring the hands to prayer position and sit back into that imaginary chair. The toes are light, the weight is in the heels, and then you've got the option of raising the arms up. Strong position for the legs. And then step the right foot back to warrior one. So all the way back. The back foot is flat and the front knee is above the ankle. Couple of breaths here. So you might find that you're more on a diagonal with the upper body, and that's okay. So the hips are just facing towards the front. They don't need to be squared to the front. Last inhale, lift the chest, lift the gaze. And then bring the hands to prayer position. And then bring the hands behind you. We'll do that arm position again, stretching the front of the body so the hands are clasped. And then release back to prayer position, pivot the back foot, and then step front. And then you might want to just walk out the legs. And then the other side. So sitting back into the chair, weight is in the heels, the toes are light. And then this time the left foot steps back to warrior one, so the back foot is flat. The toes are angled in, and just making sure that that front knee is over the ankle. And sweep the arms up, lifting the chest, lifting the gaze. So again, you might not be facing completely forward, you might want to come to more of a diagonal, and that's absolutely okay. Inhaling to lift the chest and lift the gaze. Hands come back to prayer position. And then behind the back, clasp the hands, getting a really good stretch in the front of the body, the shoulders. Release the hands back to prayer position, pivot the back foot, and then step front. So step really wide on the mat. So the toes are facing the long edge of the mat. Turn your left foot out and the back foot comes in a little bit. Sweep the arms up to parallel with the floor and then bend that left knee, making sure that that left knee is above the ankle. We're in warrior two. Inhale, straighten the leg, raise the arms up, palms to touch, and exhale back to warrior two. Couple more times like that. Inhale. Exhale, re-bend that leg. Inhale. And exhale. And then keeping that knee bent, reverse the warrior. So flip the palm of the hand at the front and reverse the warrior. Making sure that that knee stays bent. And this is really a side stretch, so we're not making it a back bend. Couple of breaths there. Coming back to warrior two, straighten that leg. And then for triangle, scoot that back foot in a little bit. Maybe angle the toes forwards a little bit more. Reach forwards long over that straight leg at the front. And then the arm comes down, the hand reaches wherever it reaches on the leg. Rotate the torso up and then maybe raise the arm. So that part's optional. You can keep the arm down and maybe raising the gaze as well. So if that's uncomfortable on the neck, then just look forwards or down. Taking a couple of breaths. Pressing both feet down. And then to come out, gaze down first, being careful with the neck. Slightly bend that front knee, coming back, and then point the toes forwards again. So we're going to switch sides. So this time the right foot angles out. The back foot now is the other side, so angle those toes forwards a little bit. Raise the arms up and then bend the right knee over the ankle. Back into warrior two. Pressing the feet down. And make sure that your torso is not leaning forwards, the shoulders are over the hips. Inhale, straighten the leg, palms to touch at the top. Exhale, back to warrior two. Couple more times. Inhale. And exhale, back to warrior two. Inhale. And exhale. And then flip the palm, the right palm, and then reverse warrior. So the left hand comes to the back of the leg, and again making sure that this is a side stretch, not a back bend. And that knee is bent over the ankle. Coming back to warrior 2, and then release. So triangle, you might want to scoot that back foot forwards a little bit. The chest is still facing the long edge of the mat. Reach long over that front leg. The hand reaches wherever it reaches on the leg. Rotate the shoulder and the ribs up. Maybe the arm comes up and maybe the gaze comes up. And try not to dump too much weight into that bottom hand as a lift. And then to come out, being careful with the neck, so look down, bend that knee a little, and then coming back and point the toes forwards again. Hands on the hips, inhale to stretch the front of the body. And then exhale, run the hands down the legs, coming into a wide leg forward fold. So the hands can reach the floor, so the knees might be bent. You might want to reposition the distance between the feet. And then for a twist, plant the right hand underneath your face, and then the left hand comes to the lower back. As you inhale, twist to the left side, and then maybe that arm reaches up, maybe not. Feeling that twist in the spine. Breath is nice and long. And exhale to release and switch sides. So the left hand is under the face, the right hand is on the lower back. Inhale to twist, looking to the right, and then maybe that arm comes up. If it feels awkward and your shoulder's kind of at a funky angle, then just take that hand back to the lower back. Using the strength of the torso as well as using that bottom hand as a lever. Inhale and then exhale to release. And then we're going to come to kneel, so bring the feet in, you can heel toe them in and then just kneeling down. So we'll do a version of camel here, so we're up on the knees, tuck the toes, the knees and the feet are about hip width distance apart. Place the hands on the lower back, and as you inhale, kind of doing a little back bend here, but there's strength, so we're still using those abdominal muscles at the front. The shoulders are back, the elbows are pointing back. So we're getting a back bend that's comfortable for you. And either come out or stay here, or you can try a half camel. So one hand comes to the ankle and the other hand reaches up. So this is quite a strong back bend, so if this is too much, then just stay with the previous version or just come out and kneel. Reaching up with that hand, pressing the hips forwards, and then carefully switching sides. So bring the hand to the back, carefully coming up, and then the other hand comes to the heel, reaching the arm up. So again, only go as far as is comfortable. Taking long deep breaths, and as you know, if the breath becomes choppy, erratic, then you know that you've gone too far and it's time to come out. Carefully coming out, so the hand comes to the lower back, using the strength of those abdominal muscles to come out, and then sitting on your heels. So we'll do a couple of cat-cows just to release the back. So the wrists are underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. Inhale to arch the back, lifting the tailbone. Exhale to round. Inhale. And exhale. And then one more round. Inhale, pressing the chest between the hands. Exhale to round. And then coming back to neutral, sitting on the heels, and just taking a couple of moments here before you go back into your day.